in that thing. Pancho leg stay, Panchi America. Panji Duang, Banaban, Pancho leg stay, Panchi America. Panji Duang, Banaban, walk on the lake, Kankara water no watching. Oga level leg, Gear Pow, Garay Lake, Panda with Yay, Panchi America. Panya Dwalabano, Chingatonga Pandon, could you ever buy a check out? Papu Panda Juru, what you have. Panchi America, Panji Duang, Panapan Pancha leg
Hello, guys. Welcome to Lindsay Media. Emmanuel and Isaac, Paul and Agar. Welcome to Lindsay Media. We are.
Thank you very much.
So, can you start sharing the video? Paul, if you have music, can you play a little bit while we're waiting for people to come? Unmute yourself, Paul.
Paul, unmute.
Okay, guys. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for coming. Paul. Okay.
Yes, Abra.
Yeah, play the music a little bit while we're waiting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So while we are waiting, so for those of you who are turning in, we need to do this short interview with the General Malong team. So please bear with us. So we won't wait everybody. Next, Merry Christmas. Come on. Okay. The volume too low, ball.
It's clear, yeah. It's clear.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas with your family. Well, you can take it down.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Agar and Bol. Emmanuel Majur, welcome to Lagos State Media. And today, for those of you turning into the show today, we are interviewing one of the members of South Sudan United Front, the General Paul Malong party. So we have our guests, Chol Duang and Emmanuel, who will interview them today and give us how their party is doing and what are their plans for the next year and so forth. So Emmanuel, welcome to Lagos State Media. I would like to give this floor to introduce yourself, and we will go ahead from here. So we are live now from Nairobi, Kenya. So welcome, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Abramadit and the team. I can see Bolmakur there. I can see also our brother Agar is there. Thank you all. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. And I hope you have enjoyed it with your families. And I wish you also a prosperous new year in advance. Thank you. As you have displayed, my name there is Emmanuel Majur. I'm supposed to attend this interview together with my brother Chol Duang, Comrade Chol Duang, who is the spokesperson in the office of chairman of our party and commander-in-chief, General Paul Malong. But I think he's having some difficulties with connecting to internet or maybe some other reasons. So we've been waiting for him. That's why I think it took us time, like 30 minutes now or 40 minutes waiting for him to connect. So he was going to be the main person to talk to you, the main interviewee. But because he has not come, I can start the show with you, and then you will join us in the meantime. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. So as we can proceed ahead, and the question that we asked, because a couple of days ago I see a statement that your party released that you guys are having, you guys are accepted your promise colleague that who left your party, you guys are welcome them back. So can you give us highlight is apart from this individual that you guys are accepting them back to your party, are they members of military or the civilian and what? So can you give us this update?
Sure. That's correct. That letter was issued following our General Assembly to close the end of the year. And one of our members, Major General called Kawach Babod, a couple of months ago, defected alongside, together with Sunday Dijon. But he reconsidered his decision to come back to the party and join us. So, and many others. So the defection actually was not a huge group. The defection was just some individual who got discontented with the movement for one reason or the other, and based on their emotions, they decided to quit the party, and they did not join any party. Most of them, they call themselves also SSUF, you see. And when this Major General decided to come back, we welcome him, because this is common in the rebellion. It's not new. Even during our struggle in the SPLA, it had happened in 1991 when our senior politician, Dr. Riek Machar, who was a commander then, defected to the other side, the Arab side, Khartoum government. After some time being there and realized that what he did was not good, he also rejoined the main SPLA, and you see he was welcomed back. So as a rebel movement, we cannot have a negotiation with another rebel movement. We can only negotiate with the government, and that's what we told them. And General Paul was very clear to them in that letter. You know, if they're willing to come back, what transpired was just an administrative. It was internal issue that would have been addressed, you know, internally, but they opted, you know, based on their emotion and so forth, to leave the party. But so far, they have not joined any party. We still consider them our members. And if they reconsider their decision, to come back, and then we welcome them back, because in the struggle, what we need is people. We don't have anything to, you know, it's people that we need, you see, to liberate the country. The people are our main workforce, you know, the manpower. So when they come back, we are happy. We are happy. It's like that prodigal son in the Bible that left the house and took us some of the properties from his father, and then decided to go away. After wasting all the resources and energies, he decided to come back. His father welcomed him. General Paul Malong, we consider him as our father, and each of us, even for example myself, I might get annoyed one time or discontented for one reason or the other and leave. But if I come back, I believe the man I know can still welcome me back. So those who defected did not do any big harm to us. There was no actually like fighting on the ground. Our forces, no one defected, not even any single soldier. It was only one general who decided to follow Sunday, and he came back. He has already joined us. The reason for coming back, I cannot tell you here. Those were the internal, issues that we discussed with him when he came back, and I think we addressed them.
Okay, thank you. You said that one of the general that left with Sunday John come back. Okay, what about Sunday John? Is Sunday John is coming back or no? So you guys say that you are doing, you send out the letter that you are pardoning those individuals that left your party. So is it the Sunday John including? So is Sunday John coming back?
Yeah, you see this this general pardoning or amnesty that was issued, granted by our chairperson and commander-in-chief is open to everyone, to every member that you know, fell indifference with the party for one reason or the other, and we welcome them back because we cannot negotiate with our brothers who left us. We can only negotiate with the government. You see, there's no rebel that can negotiate with another rebel. We cannot even negotiate. We can only form allies. You see, and if somebody left us and he's coming back, why not? Like Dr. Grant said, you don't envy your brother in the war because you are fighting the same enemy. Who will fight actually in its place? Like Dr. Sunday John is a great person. He had done a lot of things to us in the party. He's one of the early members who was assigned by General Malong to handle the media work, and he went beyond the media work. He did a lot of things for the party, and we believe in his work. He has laid some stone, you know, in the party. And if he had left, you know, we were not happy with him, especially the members. The issue was not with the, you know, it was something that was supposed to be addressed internally. It was not a political reason. Like when you interviewed him the other time, he did not mention any political reason that led to his defection or breaking away from us. Those were internal issues that would have been addressed internally, but based on the emotion and the temperatures were very high last time between him and the chairman, he opted to quit the party and name himself another chairperson and CNC. Well, what we know, and we must be honest to ourselves as South Sudanese in general, is that somebody like King Paul, before he had a problem with the government and came to Nairobi and decided to form a political military movement, which is SSUF, none of us formed what is called SSUF. SSUF is basically Malong, and Malong is SSUF, you see. And when we join him, because it has become a movement, we come under him. We help him with ideas. We like his ideas, and we work together to achieve our objective under his leadership. If I don't like General Malong today, I can just leave. I can form a different party, not SSUF. And that's what I clearly told Sunday when I went to him in his house. This is from my honest, point of view. Malong is SSUF and SSUF is Malong. Therefore, if you want to say that you overthrow Malong, then that's a fallacy. That's a fallacy. You are lying to yourself, and you are lying to the people that you are talking to. Like IO people, can they overthrow Riek Machar? Riek Machar is IO, the main founder of the IO, and But of course, the party is not just an individual. It's not a single person. You see, people come under one leadership to make a party under that leadership. You see.
So how many people left will Sunday John return?
Like I said, in the media things look very big, but in actual sense, we don't call it actually a defection because nothing happened. It was Sunday alone with some few students, maybe his supporters or his admirers, who are not actually members of SSUF. You see, they made it very big on social media. And the other thing also was this general who was actually in Unity State around Bentiu, whom we called to Khartoum for some assignment. But when he reached to Khartoum, he decided also to join Sunday, and he came to Nairobi. They met with Sunday here in Nairobi, and I think they disagreed. The reason for their disagreement, he told us in our meeting last week, but I cannot explain them here because those remain internal matters. They disagree with Sunday, you know, and he said, okay, I thought maybe we were going in for something big, but if it is like this, then we better go back to the main party. He approached us, and then through other colleagues that we should have a peace talk and all this, we say we cannot have a peace talk. Rebels cannot negotiate between themselves. If you become a rebel, we cannot negotiate. You either join us or be on your own. You see? But if you're willing to come back, then you're welcome back. We cannot envy you in the war. You see? And we took example, and we told him, like in 1991 when Dr. Riek left SPLA, he was allowed to come back, and he became part of the of SPLA until independence. You see, so we can only negotiate with the government. Some of our brothers, you know, they feel ashamed of what they have done, and they send us individual messages to some members, you know, that they need to come back and all this and all that. We told them, don't be ashamed. It's normal. Even in your house, you can leave. You go and relax and come back when you're, you know, when you're stressed or your emotions are down. You can come back and join. You see, so General Paul Malong is a man of people. His ideology, political ideals are based on collectivism and unity. That's why the name South Sudan United Front. You see, we need all South Sudanese to be united, and that's one of our agenda. We are fighting for unity. We are unionists. You see, we are not separatists. We need South Sudan to be one people, one country with one vision. You see, and one destiny. That's what our mission is. We also don't consider the issue of tribalism. We consider South Sudan as enshrined in our constitution. We say we believe in nationhood, whereby if you are from Equatoria, you are South Sudanese. If you are from Northern Baragazal, you are a South Sudanese. Wherever, whichever corner of South that you come from, you remain South Sudanese. South Sudanese can live anywhere, like you guys, the way you are living in America, okay? Regardless of the state we have, but we are still South Sudanese. Even if we become federal states, like what they are talking about, it's not also bad. But we should enshrine the bigger picture of being a nation. And that's one of our objectives. And then development. So these are some of the objectives that I'm touching. So we cannot actually chase away people, like I said earlier. We need people as a rebel movement. You cannot fight as one person. You need a lot of people to fight the war. Yeah, so we welcome them back. Regarding the number, I told you it was only General Kawai. He did not live with any other soldier. Not even a single soldier had ever left SAF. We have our soldiers wherever they are, but none of them joined.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I yield, thank you, Emmanuel. I will yield back a floor to Brother Paul Malong.
Thank you, Abraham Majak, and thank you, Emmanuel, for answering this few questions that was asked by Abraham Madid. Agarmabok, we are here to ask some few questions, and then we will let the man go. You said that this general defected from SAP. Where did he went to?
He was on the ground around Bentiu. I cannot tell you the particular area, but he was sent to Khartoum. He was called by our command to go to Khartoum to attend some meetings. While he was on that mission to attend some meetings, he decided to defect. When he had, I think they had been, because Sunday is one of our senior members, they have been communicating and all this. So maybe Sunday convinced him, and he decided to declare his position as that he has joined a faction of Sunday. And then again, he came to Nairobi on his own, or they organized it together with Sunday, and he was here in Nairobi. Coming to Nairobi, I think they had a lot of discussion of what to do. He was named the deputy. He was the deputy CNC and deputy chairman to Sunday, according to them. But I think he realized.
So according to your statement, this general defected to SD I mean to SSPDF?
Not SSPDF, to Sunday. To Sunday they join.
But Sunday
Faction.
went to Juba, right?
It's here. He did not go to Juba. He's still in Nairobi. Still in Kenya.
So Sunday did not join the government. He's by himself now.
Yeah, he's still in.
He's
in
a
Kenya.
lone star. He's a lone star man. Okay. So you made an analogy here. You said that you need people, and this general is like a prodigal son. And prodigal son, he was well known by taking his father properties and he wastes them. This general, as you repair him as a prodigal son, have you took any resources from SUP and waste them, and now he's crying to return back?
That one is an internal issue. Whether he has wasted or not, he has come back. He has come back, and we
but you
welcome
repair
him
him as a prodigal son. You said he's a prodigal son. And prodigal son, you know that he took his father's wealth and he wasted them. So why would you repair him as a prodigal son if you know that this question will come and you will repair it as an internal? So
it was in the Bible, in the same vein, Brother Paul, in the same vein, when prodigal son returned to his father's palace, he was not asked to bring back anything that he has wasted. People were happy that he came back. And his father was willing to give him more. So what is important that somebody has come back? It's not about what he has wasted. That's what is important.
Okay. Let's be happy. Okay, let's be happy now the prodigal son have returned to SUP. Thank you, Madid. I yield the floor to Agar Mabok.
Thank you, Paul Makur, and my brother, Madin Majak, and our honorable guest, Emmanuel Majur, and the viewers who are watching in different places. I greet you all this morning because now it's 2:25 a.m. in my time in Australia. It's early morning. Thank you all because we are here for our commitment through Lagos State Media and to our government and the parties and oppositions to clarify something to our nation that they can feel that the government is telling us the truth or the opposition is telling us the truth. So our question as Lagos State Media, Brother Majur, so you spoke well. Thank you for that. Our question as Lagos State Media is this. You are opposition to the government. Is that right or no?
That's correct, yeah.
That's correct, okay. So what do you think? What is the difference between Kirmayar and General Malong, King Paul?
Yeah, again,
because if you are opposition, that means you want to be a president. If you want to be a president, what is the difference between Kirmayar and Malong?
Okay, those are political statements. I'm not supposed to go into that, but since you have asked me, maybe I can give you the part of what I know. You know, first of all, let me clarify one thing to you. We are not here in the bush because of positions. We are here for reform agenda. Positions are not number one priority. Whether Kir, remains in power or he goes away, what we need is reform. You see, there are two ways in which we can address the issue of the reform. We need independence judiciary that is not dictated by the president. A judiciary that makes decision and pass, judgment and laws. You see, we need also a parliament that is elected by the people on the grassroots. It's one of our reform agenda. We need an executive that is also function as independent, not over riding the ideas of the parliament. and the judiciary. So these are some of the reform. We need also the army to be reformed, you see, to have a well-trained army, to have a number of army that is known. You see, our army now, is not known how many soldiers we have. There's no parade. Parade is not known, you see. And these are some of the reform that we want, you see. We need development, you know, as part of our reform, you see. And these things can be done once Kir is not there. Or if Kir accepts also to work with the people and implement them, then why not? You see, they can be implemented. You see, so these are the reform agendas that we are working for. And then position, of course, will need. I mean, this reform, they need somebody to implement them. That's where the position now come in. But our prime objective is not the position. Position will come later. When this reform agenda, there are so many. You know, I cannot memorize them all, but there are so many. And obviously, I know Junubin are really suffering, and it's as a result of bad governance. You see, and bad governance is a root cause of their suffering, that they're living in the abject, poverty. Their situation is deteriorating like more than when we were in the bush. People are suffering from diseases. There's no food, you know. We don't even talk of clean water. Clean water will come as a secondary thing. Even education will come as a secondary thing. But basically, there's no food. Even shelters are not there. The primary things that are needed by human being, they're not there. We all have our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, because that is our country. And it is a fact that cannot be removed away from us. We are all South Sudanese, and we know the reality. And we cannot blame Arabs. Where is Arab now? We don't have any Arabs in Khartoum. I mean, in Juba. Who is there in Juba is Salva Kiir and Turkey. So the problem is the people we know that are there in Juba. If we manage to move them, I mean to send them away, we will congratulate ourselves and we'll congratulate our people for bringing them. A stable country. Or if they accept change, you know, as another opportunity to work with the people, and then that reform can be addressed while all of us are there together.
Thank you, Brother Emmanuel. I will not be proceeding through the question that you are not the only person who can answer them, because everything goes to hierarchy, as you guys know, whether you are in a party or in the government or whatever. So the important thing, the second question I will ask you is that we are worried as civilians of South Sudan. We are very worried because you guys are defected from the government to reform your own party through King Malong. And then there are some people who defected from you guys. Why are people defecting from you? Can you answer that?
You know, like I said before, defection are there in any institution. There's no any smooth system where people can just stay without problems. But the main thing is tolerance. When people have problems, we must be tolerant to one another, you know, and we must understand ourselves and address the issues administratively. But when they go beyond some time, in most cases, people defect and they leave. And simply because of one reason or the other, there are no specific reasons that we can talk about, you see here. So, but so far, there's no massive defection. SUF is intact. The people who defected can be counted and will not reach 10. You see, and SUF is more than, you know, it's a big number. It's a party. 10 people are not. We cannot call them defection as a mass defection. But actually, they defected individually, and they are coming back individually, and we welcome them back. Because with them, we can do greater things together, I believe.
Okay. According to the word individual, if you come in individual, and you go back individually. What about the something that called nation or civilian of South Sudan? Are you going to represent them individually?
No, we represent them as a party, and that's why it's very important for all of us to be in the party. These are actually minor issues that can be addressed internally and administratively. So, like I said earlier, their presence is important, very important. Not only those who are rejoining, we even need more people to join us. Because if we want democracy,
those more people who can join you, they will join you individually or through the party.
They will come to the party as individuals, and they will be members of the party. We work together as a party.
What individual represent?
Well, I mean, you know, political decision is an individual thing. Nobody can force you to join to be with Salva Kiir. Nobody can force you to join SAF. There's no conscription here, like what used to be done during the SPLA. We cannot go and conscript people in the area and force them to join us. So it is an individual decision, you see, based on what he has seen, which is going wrong. And seeing us, we are doing the right thing, that person can join us. And then we can work for the same cause, you see, together now as a party.
Okay, thank you.
But the initiative is an individual. That's why somebody can leave the party as an individual also.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for answering all these questions. I don't think that they are all tough questions, but according to the legislative members and team and the viewers, those questions are compulsory to be answered by anybody. So thank you very much, Paul Malong and Medit. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Brother God. Those are very good question you asked our guest Emmanuel Majur. So Emmanuel, before we let you go, because I know that you're supposed to be here with your colleague Chol Duang, because you guys are the spokesperson for the General Malong. But as you know that whenever you come to Legislative Media, we always ask a tough question. So my next question is, now before I go, my next question is regarding about Soma. So you guys, and this is one of the things called last month or a few weeks ago, Soma, part of the Soma went to Rome to negotiate peace agreement with the government, which is side of General Thomas Shrelo. We had Emmanuel here, Emmanuel Majur. We had him here like 2 weeks ago. But your party, which is South Sudan United Front, didn't go to Rome. So when will your party meet with the government for peace and negotiation?
My throat is dry. I was just trying to take some sip.
Yeah, get some cold. Water.
Water, yeah.
Because the last question supposed to go with your colleagues, will go with you.
Yeah. No, what I would say is that in our party we have different offices. Things to do with the peace talks and so forth and so on are done by our communication and ICT secretary. That's Nyamaj. She's familiar with the peace, what is going on there. I might be giving you wrong information or incomplete information. So I'm not ready to answer things to do with the Soma because I'm not. Those are not in my jurisdiction. I only answer things to do with the army, like people who defected and rejoined us.
That's okay. That's okay. You can reject any question that is not belong to you. You can reject that question and will be answered by somebody who is responsible about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I can say.
Abraham, keep him in the loop of Hami
So
and stuff like that,
so
and we'll let him go.
so I'm sorry for that. I would have given you
Okay.
information ahead.
Okay. Let me stay away from that question. But I would like John Nyabet and Chol Duang to come back so they can answer that question. So okay. So regarding for the military one for the army, so you said that the only one general just come back to your party, with the one that you call, what's his name again?
It's called Kawach. It's Major General Kawach Babot.
Okay. Okay. So is it there is any other team came with them?
Maybe his bodyguards.
Okay. All right. So okay. So I have no more questions for regard for them because I don't want to go into clarifies information that you don't want, you can be not able to answer, but I have a lot of questions to ask, but I will wait for the rest of your team to come. Paul?
Abraham, thank you. Emmanuel, yes, we will keep you in a loop of military. In your party, Kawach left and he came back. He left as a general and he came back as a general. Have you admitted him together with his rank, or are you making reduction of say rank as a punishment? Because in the army, when you left and you are pardoned, your rank should be reduced. So are you admitting him back with his rank, or are you taking some of this rank down?
You know, punishment depends sometimes with the magnitude of the crime that you have committed. Like, for example, if you have killed people and deserted the barrack, that one now is a crime of higher magnitude. Even if when you come back, then you can be subjected to some kind of punishment and so forth and so on. But in general, amnesty means you are forgiven. You are forgiven. Whatever that you have done, you have been forgiven. And that one can be done only by the party, chairperson and commander-in-chief, or by the president of the country. In this matter, we are not we are not a government. We don't have a president, but within the you know the prerogative of our party, chairman has powers to punish and to forgive. In this matter, he has forgiven them, and there's no punishment. It's just our member. He can be reassigned again to another assignment, maybe not in the same area, but to another area. You see, so it's with us. There's no any punishment. When he joined us from the government, he came as a brigadier general, and he was promoted by King Paul to be major general. So Sunday did not promote him, and Sunday cannot promote anybody, of course. So it's the same rank that he went with and he came with, and we still General Malong forgave him, and he still maintained the same rank.
Okay, thank you. Let us stay with this topic about the administration. So I have one more question to follow up.
Madid, that ball finish. That ball
Yeah,
finish.
I have a follow-up. Ball will come. That's a good question that I want to ask. I don't want to forget.
Of course, your question maybe will be different than that one. Yeah.
I saw the statement. There is a document, guy. There's a document that South Sudan United Front put it out for the military. The 150 members of military, they promote them.
It was not 150. It was 1,400 and 1,546.
Yes, exactly, and that's it. And that's why I don't want to forget about that. That's why I dropped Paul.
Those are both junior and senior officers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys promote this individual 1,000 and plus. Okay. So my question regarding this, when your party, because right now you guys are in peace negotiation with the government, so when you accepted the peace government and you guys signed the peace agreement, peace deal, if these individuals, these 1,400 and something, will, when you guys return back to the government, to Juba, if these people will still have their rank with them, return back to the government, or they will be stripped out?
They will have rank. Even before General came to the bush, he had powers under presidents to promote people as a chief of general staff when he was in Juba. And I think even those of IO, for example, who went to Juba, they still maintain their ranks. You know, ranks in the military, they are meant to motivate the soldiers to work hard, you know, and to implement the objective of the party or of the movement. In this case, we're a movement. We are not a party, a political military movement. So our ranks are valid, and most of these people, they came with ranks actually from Juba. They were just added one, something like that, or it was just a minor promotion. We have in our ranks and files people who came from Juba as brigadiers and major generals. Those one are still maintaining their ranks. You see, even some other junior officers are still maintaining their ranks that came with them from Juba, and they are not in Nairobi; they are on the ground in various divisions. So those in Nairobi just only the coordination office, and those of us, but most of them are on the ground. And when we will have to go to Juba by one way or the other, either through peace or through war. We will end up in Juba, because no one is meant to be in Juba forever. If peace takes us to Juba, well. If peace doesn't take us to Juba, we will take ourselves to Juba by force, by war. That is for the government to go now.
Okay.
What about
But we are not talking about that now because we're in peace. So I'm not talking about the number 2 option. So let's pursue.
No. Yeah, we are not there yet. Yeah.
Let's pursue the peace option.
Yeah, we are not there yet. Yeah, but the main point here is this.
Because Juba is not meant for anyone alone.
If someone gone and he came back, and you guys give him the same rank, what about the trust? Because he left and he came back. What about the trust? What did you guys put there? Is the rank will be there as just a blindfolding, or will be there with the trust? Because he left and he came back.
He's already our member and he has been forgiven. If somebody is forgiven, you forget.
That should be punishment, though.
There is a difference between forgiveness and trust. Because I can forgive you, but I cannot trust you to work with me.
Well, we cannot subject him to either he's being trusted or not. He's already our member. He can be assigned. What I can say that he can be given another assignment and continue to work with us as normal. We're not going to be judgmental to somebody who had gone and came back. We are not going to be prejudiced to them, because this is normal. And even
Emmanuel,
like I said, for example, before those who defected before they became part of SPLA, and now they're in Juba. Even those who were with the Arabs, they're now in Juba. So why not somebody who had just gone from Khartoum to Nairobi, and then he has come back within 3 weeks. He has not.
You don't need to compare yourself with people who are in Juba or people who are coming from Khartoum to Juba, because you are opposition.
Sure, yeah. I'm just saying the level of trust. You know, trust is something that is subjective. We cannot say that. It depends. It depends. It's with what you might do again. So I cannot say we don't trust them. If we don't trust people, then there's no reason to welcome them back. So when you are welcome back, then you are trusted to take any other assignment. And I appeal to all those that they have not done much harm. whatever they said on social media is just minor. I extend and I reiterate what was said or what was decreed by our chairperson. That those ones should just come back. They're our brothers. We need them. You see, it will be better if we fight together, so that we can make a big difference in our country, instead of having this. I mean, being in disarray.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because we have no further question, because we all have all these questions, whether you are opposition or from the government or from any other parties. We ask all these questions through everybody who has met us through Legacy Media, and we are very happy for you, Brother Emmanuel, and those who are watching and listening. Although if you have a question, because this thing is interview, we don't invite people come in. You can ask your question, and your question can be provided to our guests through Bolmakur or Medit or me. And if your question is not appropriate, so we will not be able to bring it up, because we need to ask questions that can be understandable through our viewers. Thank you, Medit.
You're welcome, God. Yeah, Paul, you go ahead. I thought I interrupted you before.
Yeah, no, you did not interrupt me. It was a follow-up question, and it was actually very good. So I really appreciate it. Emmanuel, you said that the general came back, he was accepted, and continued working with you. Don't you believe that he have breached breaching the agreement? You don't believe that? You don't believe that he breached the SOMA agreement?
I don't get you well. We SOMA agreement. We are not SOMA. We are SUF. We joined SOMA as alliance.
Sorry, I mean SUF. Don't you believe that he have breached the agreement when he left and he came back? Because I know there should be protocols for that lay down when you are controlling your army. There should be rules and regulations. So if you leave the party, it should be addressed this way by the administration. This should be the punishment. And when somebody left, he had to mean that he have breached the agreement. Because I know you have manifesto, right? And I believe in your manifesto, there are guidelines that govern the military. So don't you believe that by him defecting and come back, you don't believe that he have breached the agreement?
Yeah, definitely he has broken some rules and regulations, simply because when you join an institution, not only SUF, you make your declaration, like, for example, if it is a political movement or a party, you make a declaration that you have joined this party with all your heart and everything. And then if that party is working against something, then you become, you automatically become part of that party. And your declaration is the binding agreement that holds you together with the party. So you can work under the same party, that party that you have joined, against the system that you don't want, that you're opposing. For example, if you are a rebel movement, or if you are a political party, then you will be governed. You will abide to the rules and the regulation of that party, and you will not do anything contrary to the party. And if it happens so that you have done something contrary, like defecting from the party or from the movement, that means definitely you have broken the rules. So, but again, if the same person who broke the rules has realized that because you did not honor your declaration that you have become, for example, now a member of SUF, I made my declaration. If I work with the government, then I'm against the party. I'm doing something contrary to the party. Then the party has rights to either fire me or punish me. based on the measure that the leadership of that party can take. So he had done something. He has broken the rules, and the laws, and the agreement that was binding him with the party. However, he has realized that what he did was very wrong, and he came back. So by doing so, he has fixed what he has broken, and he's now our member. So we don't have any problem with him again. But it's remained a warning to those other people who might have the same intention also to go, because we don't encourage the idea of people leaving today and coming back tomorrow. It's not good. We do understand we have a lot of challenges. Some of the challenges are internal. Other challenges are external. For example, the government might influence people to behave in a way that is not friendly to the party. The government has powers, and you know it. I cannot hear. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Emmanuel.
We can hear you.
He mute himself.
Yeah. Unmute yourself,
Emmanuel.
So I was referring to two factors that can affect, the individual who's in the parties. Others can be internal administrative issues, or maybe somebody within the movement is mistreating you, maybe your senior or your junior or somebody. Although, and they are common in any institution, those might be internal. And if you're not strong enough, you might be forced to leave the party, And others also are external. Those external influences are, for example, the government. The government, does not want, in most cases, to negotiate with the powerful movement, or doesn't want movement to be strong. So, in one way or the other, the government can influence some members of the party, and if they're not committed to the cause, they can be swayed. They can be swayed. They can be taken away by those forces, to work against the party or go back to the government, so that the movement becomes weak. And that's normally done in most cases by the government, to weaken the rebel movement. So those influences are there, and we cannot. They're not new. They had been there even in the SPLA. Arab used to buy people. Jalaba Khan would be on us. Khartoum. You see, when they reach Khartoum, Mabo Dilomaja, they will treat them.
It's up there. It's up there, Emmanuel. Yeah. It's up there, yeah. Because you mean that if I disagree with my own party, if the things are not going right, and I disagree with them, I can be forced to leave.
No, I'm not saying somebody can be forced to leave. I'm talking of the factors. The internal factors are those one, including if you disagree with me.
You said that, for example, someone can be forced. Can be forced to leave the party.
Not the leadership can force you to leave the party.
Yeah.
I'm saying if there is kind of mistreatment within the party, like for example in your leg state media, if your CEO is mistreating you, that's your internal issue. You can decide, if you don't manage it well, or if you don't address it administratively, you can decide to quit and make another leg state media. You see, and call it a leg state media. That's what happened to us. You see.
I cannot be forced. We'll sit down and discuss that.
Yeah, you can sit down and discuss that. So it depends on an individual, Another thing is like, for example, if Lake State media becomes so powerful, and you have some enemies that are against you, for example, CNN, you are taking their news, they can come and buy Bull and tell Bull, shut this, and then you join us. So, and shut down the Lake State media, because they don't want Lake State media to be powerful. That's what I was referring to as external factor. So the government doesn't want us, the government is not pleased with our progress, and doesn't want us to be strong. Because if we are weak, the government, we cannot fight and achieve our objective or defeat the government if we are weak.
And this is the problem of South Sudan, right? About these issues. Because whenever you disagree with the government, like we can see the beginning for this, because everyone now have a rebellion group in South Sudan. Because if the general was fired from the military or from the position that he was held, so he will go and and form his own military, his own militia group, and then say that okay, Kir is bad, he must go because he was removed from the position. But the point that Agar was saying, you better go because I was, and that's what my point I supposed to go. That's what I want to put my statement in because this is an important thing that Agar raised, and that's the reason why South Sudan is in this critical stage right now. Because there's a lot of people who are the generals that are defected from the SPLA, and they form their own party because they disagree with the President here. And this militia, and this is what's going on. Many militias in South Sudan right now, and that's caused so much insecurity in the country. But if that environment, that peace environment that people like, that okay, if you disagree with my brother Emmanuel Majur, and I say, okay, Majur, this I disagree with you. Let's sit down and let us have dialogue. Okay, not just because okay, like now you bring a good example of our Lake State Media, because Lake State Media has a team. We have a board of director and the leadership. So if the leadership of Lake State Media, for example, said okay, Madid, okay, we don't want you. You get this and this. We fire you, so you need to go. I say okay, I will fire from my position. Okay, I will go home and sit. And then the next time, and then if they call me back, I will not go and form another Lake State Media. You say, okay, you guys fire me at Lake State Media, I will go and create my another Lake State Media. And then because there's a competition, and that's this thing, and it will create more conflicts. And this was going on in South Sudan. So and that will not take us nowhere because and that's where I asked you this question about the rank, because if South Sudan United Front agree with the government that okay, they sign a peace, and then the government or South Sudan Army forces said that okay, this general that South Sudan United Front bring with them, we don't recognize their rank because they just because whenever you are in the bush, and we know this very well in SPLA, and even now in those people in the bush, and we see in SPLA IO, though there are a lot of generals that they have 7, 5, 8, you see, and they get those in the bush when they want. But when SPLA IO return back to Juba, these people they want to come back with their military rank, I mean, and I cannot see the country that have so much general and civilian and junti are very few. You see this guy where I'm heading with this my statement. So the point, this is how I want to address this issue because we are focused on the military things. So Brother Emmanuel, so when your party, your group, your military go back to the government, will you guys, and then the government say that okay, these generals their rank need to be stripped out? Is that will affect the peace agreement between General Malong and the Salva Kiir Mayardit government?
You know, well, I will not talk about other movement like IO and so forth, because even the ranks with the ranks in Juba, and even the government itself, the PDF, I mean, South Sudan People's Defense Force, is also doing a lot of promotion in Juba. For example, people who left Juba, joined SAF, they came with their own ranks. I mean, with ranks from the government, from the PDF. And when they were here, also even their colleagues in Juba were promoted. So why would we keep people who are even fighting the government not to be promoted when they are under us? And even their colleagues in Juba have also been promoted. We have our internal rules and protocols and procedure that we follow to do the promotion. So we cannot take somebody.
Let me cut you, Emmanuel.
We cannot take.
Let me cut you here, Emmanuel. Excuse me. Let me cut you here because you guys are putting your instruction through something called hiring. because the high rank, whether in the government or opposition, anybody who defect from the government and goes back to the government will maintain his or she's high rank, and he will receive this amount, okay? And he will pay whoever he want or whoever she want. The same thing, that system is still with you guys, and you guys call yourself opposition. So you guys, you don't have a difference between the opposition and the government. The reason I say that, because if you continue doing that, that means there will be no something called change or any kind of person who will come and change Salva Kiir Mayar to be a president. It will not be there, because you guys are doing the same thing. We need something different between the opposition and the government. But if the government is doing the same thing and the opposition is doing the same thing, you guys don't have any differences. That's a confusion.
No, this is the thing here. Reform, we cannot do reform in the bush. We are fighting to go and bring the reform once we become.
You are not in the bush. You are not in the bush because you are receiving all your allowance. You're receiving it from the government, the same government.
We don't receive any allowances, not even salaries. We don't have salaries. We don't have allowances. We don't even have a pay sheet. You understand that? Because where do we get the money? The money is there with the Turka and Salva Kiir and the rest in Juba, and the government.
So where are you guys getting your income?
Where did SPLA used to get their income? I mean, we don't have income. And if you are willing to send me $100, you can send me.
We used to broke
we don't have income.
No.
Agar, let me ask Paul Malong, did you have salaries that time when you were training? I remember in Dimo.
There were something called tie-in were there.
By then, the SPLA.
You don't have salary, but there were income for you guys, that like food and water and all these services. They were there. They were provided.
You know how our soldiers get their food remain secret to us, to them. You know, once you have, once you have your gun.
You tell us, because you are in the bush,
and you are in the bush.
Yeah.
You can be shown, to go to the bush, and you will get through the barrel of your gun. It's not to go and loot the civilian, but you are capable of getting something, even killing a small animal, and survive with it. You see, so and that's the guerrilla life. You see, we don't have incentive, we don't have salaries. Our soldiers don't have nothing to do with that, because where do we get the money? Our money comes from tax collection. Who do we tax to be able to pay people? Another money comes.
Are you talking about the past or now?
Through oil revenues. We don't have any revenues that we are collecting. So how can we get money to pay our soldiers? Our soldiers are just surviving the same way SPLA was surviving. That's to your question. We will do reform once we are in Juba.
Give me just a second to walk him through, because
go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
We were in the SPLA, because you have said something that we cannot make a reform while we are in the bushes. When we were in the SPLA, we were content in Ethiopia. And when SPLA was dispatched to Kapoita, was dispatched to Torit, was dispatched to Madiangbor, was dispatched to Yerul, was dispatched to Rumbek, SPLA captured all those towns. And what they did, they set up the administration. And for instance, in Kapoita, yes, the SPLA don't have salary, but they continue setting up the administration, and through their local businessmen, they were collecting some little money from those businessmen. The reason why I mentioned that is you're saying that we are in the bush, we don't have any what? We don't have any. Yes, you don't have any salary because you don't have an administration. So also, SPLA were getting their part of their tie-in from Mandukuri. Once they captured that town, they will capture it.
Excuse me, Paul, just a minute. Let me connect my my charger very well. The charger disconnected itself. Can you help me that you connect the charger? Just let me unmute myself. Let me just for a minute, 1 minute.
Okay. Because that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Mute yourself. Yeah, mute yourself. Mute yourself, Emmanuel. Or I can mute you. Yeah, that's okay.
Mute me. Yeah. Let me connect.
Yeah, go ahead and connect it. Yeah. Ball, sorry, we wait for him.
It's okay. It's okay. We give him a chance to set himself up.
Yep.
One of the young men have said something funny. I think he was together in demo with me.
Yeah, we have.
We have put a song, but yeah, while we are waiting for him.
You want to be.
You can put a song, yeah, while we are waiting for him. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, he's there.
Paul Malong, okay. Because he was from the ship of stuff.
I'm back.
Okay. Okay. So that's how SPLA were getting their food, and so it is two ways. They have captured those towns and set up their administration, and they work as a government in those towns, though they were not, though they did not get their independence by then. So if you go to Tori, they were even having mayors. They were even having governors that John Garang placed to control and manage. The supervisors, they were having what they call supervisors. So SPLA was actually not compared to a movement like SUF, to a movement like Soma. SPLA was actually a huge government. They were captured and they set up themselves. So let me take you away from there. Let me bring you back to the current situation that we are facing in our country. Brigadier Emmanuel, you are negotiating now with the government, and as part of your military, after the negotiation be done, you will be asked by the government, because you negotiate, and later on negotiation will involve sharing of powers. What share of the military power would you want from the government after this negotiation?
You know what normally happens in a situation where the rebel movement or is sign an agreement with the government. There is a mechanism, you know. There's a way that reorganization of the army can be done. You know, we can have a unified army, you know, because we cannot have two armies. Once we have one of our issues are sorted out, or once, for example, if we fight and then you know, and overtake the government, our forces can be combined together with those ones that were in Juba, that have joined us, and we become one army. And if we go by peace, and then it will be entailed there in the peace agreement, in the security arrangement. But we cannot have two armies in the country. No, this one is Sudan. South Sudan. It's not like before when there was SPLA here, and there is because we were, you know, completely, you know, different from those in the north. But once we have a peace agreement, we will go back to our ranks and files. For example, those who came to the bush, most of them are soldiers. You see, they defected from the government. And if there is peace, and then there will be a mechanism that will bring them back, the security arrangement to join the SSPDF. So that one will depend with the agreement. I cannot tell now because I don't know. We don't have the agreement yet, but I'm sure definitely agreement can outline how things can be done, because we cannot have two armies. We will become one army. And what we need once we become one army, we have our agenda for the reform, like we said, and it was very, very correct. Our brother Abraham Madid was asking me that we are also disorganized like the people in Juba. What's the difference? And that's what Agar also asked. You see, so what we need is a reform. We need the reform in the army. Even those ranks, once the war is over, not everybody who is willing to be a soldier. People are talented in different areas. You see, it's not necessary that you will remain in uniform. You can opt to be a businessman. You can opt to be an agriculturalist. You go and do farming. Once there's peace, and stability in the country, and those reforms can be done. There will be also a certain age that will be required to remain in the army. Age that is capable of energetic age that can be able to make a strong army. Because some of the people are old in our army. We know them and they're still there. And I think they need to go. They are there simply because there's no policy that they are not happy to be there. They don't like it actually, but there's no retirement benefits that are, like, for example, those are in Juba. There are no pension policy is zero. There's no pension policy there. So that's why people there are in the army, but they want to retire. If, for example, today you say it, certain age must leave the army, and this is the packages that you are given. What do you do with army? You can take that package that is given to you, then you go and do farming, and you go and do business, whatever you want to do with your money. Yeah. So those are some of the reforms that we are looking forward to put in place once we become a part of the government, or once we become a government. We can either be part of government or we become a government. Yeah.
Thank you, Emmanuel. My next question to you is, now we are negotiating in the country. The government is negotiating with the SAP, and is negotiating with the real SPLM, and is negotiating with SOMA. The government already negotiate with the IO. The IO will have a military sharing. Now you guys are negotiating. You guys will have a military sharing. SOMA will have a military sharing that will be given to them. Later on,
there's no sharing in the military. Let me clarify one thing. There's no sharing in the army. You cannot share. There's no power sharing there. What normally happens is that the forces are combined to be one force.
Emmanuel, if you guys went to Juba right now with your ranks, okay?
Yep.
So do you expect the government in Juba to welcome you with the same rank, or will they reduce them?
Why would they reduce them? And they have also promoted this.
That's the question we're asking for. Because everything will finish through the rank within the army.
We will not accept that. Why would
you will not accept? Okay. If you will not accept that, that means you guys. If you will not accept that,
listen to me. I left Juba when I was okay. Come on.
If you don't accept that, that means individuality. As you said it earlier, that means you guys are individual people, are not caring about something called South Sudan nation.
We will not accept it as a party, not as an individual.
No, but yeah, because this is the way. This is the way people are going right now. Everybody can disagree and agree. If you agree, that means your terms has to be fulfilled. Because you guys are worried about your rank, and you are not worried about the nation of South Sudan. If you guys are worried about nation of South Sudan, there must be something called negotiable. Everything can be negotiated.
Are you worried about our rank? We came with them from Juba. Why are you worried about them? It's just
no. But because there's a lot of high rank are coming up, not just only yours. There's a lot of rank
I
are coming
talked. I
up.
talked earlier. I talked earlier of the army reform. Army reform will be done. That includes if I'm not fit to be in the army, because first of all we become one army, and then the entire reform will be done. You see, by the government, by the leadership to reform the army. Certain people will not even need to be in the army, like I said. You know, all these generals, most of them are of age.
Why are they in the army then?
Because of this one in the bush now they're fighting. They're fighting.
They're fighting.
So yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting to liberate the country.
They are fighting to liberate the country.
Yes.
Or
from bad leadership.
Okay, that mean there will not be something called agreement, because if people are fighting from their own,
I think you are taking us away from the main point, Brother Gar. You see, what we are talking here.
No. I'm not taking anybody away from the topic, because this is your topic. This is your topic, because all the ranks and all these people who are defecting and are coming in is yours.
Let me tell you, and let me be clear once again, and I hope you may understand me. I said these people, most of them, they came with their ranks from Juba, and we have a system that recommends people, you know, to be promoted by our chairman and CNC based on the activities that they are doing. You see, in the movement. You see, just like in other movement, SPLA used to promote people, and even the IO had also promoted their people. But once we become one government, and then there will be the reform for the entire army. That one will not be us alone. Constitution will be passed. How many generals are needed? The parliament will. Our army now doesn't have an act. You know, we don't have a law. But law is supposed to be passed by even the number of the army, even the age that is needed, and even the number of the generals and all this and all that will be entailed through the reforms now. Once that one comes out, there will be demobilization. Other people can be demobilized from the army. You cannot. It's not absolute that once you become a soldier, you remain a soldier until you die. You can be given a certain package, like I said, pension, and then you go and do your own things. You see, if the constitution says we need this number of the number of army, let's say, for example, 1 million, to be a number of our soldiers, because the army, it depends on two things: the number of the army that is supposed to defend. It depends within your territory. How big is your territory? You see, and the population in the country. How big is your population? So population size match with the number of the army. I mean, it cannot be equal, but there's a certain amount of. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you. Yeah, I'm getting you. Yeah.
That there will be a specific number that is required, to protect our territorial integrity. You see, to defend our nation. It will be that one will be determined by the act of the parliament, the defense law. You see, and then the number of the army now. You see, based like you have a platoon, you have a company, you have a platoon, you have a division, you have a brigade. You see, I mean a division, a brigade, you have a division. All those, there will be a number of of ranks that will be required to manage those people based on the size. You see, like the platoon.
Okay.
You see how many people
I understand that. I understand that now. Because
that one would be
what you guys are doing. Listen, what you guys are doing. That means when you came back from when you get out from the government, you will remain with your rank, and then when you go in, you go in with the same rank. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are not promoting anybody from your party. From let's say, for example, like you, Majur, you came out as a major. Okay.
No, I think you have not gotten me again. I'm saying promotion has been done, but
if promotion had been done, and you are going into Juba again, and then you will not be recognized through that promotion because you were opposition of the government. So what do you think will happen?
Then we will not have an agreement with them. Because it's
That
part of
means
security. It's part of security arrangement. It's not
that
even
means you
about
care.
security.
That means you care about yourself. Yeah.
What?
That means you
Listen
care
here.
about yourself.
Listen here. It's not caring about myself. If you don't recognize the ranks, that means you don't recognize
Okay. If
the
you
army.
don't care about
That
yourself,
means
where is the nation here? Where is the
yeah,
nation? If you don't care about
you have really digressed from the main topic. What I'm saying here, if you don't recognize the ranks, then you have not recognized. Recognized the army or those those rebels. You have not recognized,
it's not all
recognized
the
them
rank that can be organized.
because ranks are part of them. You cannot remove the ranks and then tell them you come without your rank. Then you have denied them their right. You see?
Okay, thank you guys. We have 3 minutes
Okay.
on our show. We see that
Okay.
Let me
allow.
let me conclude. Let me conclude this one here.
Yeah.
For example, if I left Juba as a LT Colonel War Mogadam, and then my colleagues in Juba now have been promoted to be LT to another rank. You see, to be full colonel, colonel. You see, and then another person left to Juba when he was a brigadier, and his colleagues are promoted in Juba as brigadiers, and then he remains here without promotion. Then will they be happy with us? They cannot be happy.
But this is the question here, Brother Majur. So if you are not in the government, so you are a rebel.
Yeah.
Right? So if your colleague in the government are promoted, and you are not promoted in the bush, what's the difference here? So you are not, because you are not a part of the government. So you should not be promoted in the bush.
I think from the beginning I told you, promotion by the rebels movement is normally done to motivate the army. If you don't motivate them, because how can they feel? How can they fight? You motivate them to fight for the cause, you see? And you motivate and you promote them based on their activities, what they are doing. For example, like somebody has done something very important in the battlefield.
And that is your government that you are doing in the bush, right?
As rebel, yeah.
As a rebel. That's a rebel government right there. It's not a national.
It had been done by the SPLA. We're all SPLA.
No, yes. So,
it has been done by the SPLA.
Exactly. That's during SPLA now is a.
Their ranks were not removed by Bashir when we became one system that before the suppression. The rank that came with us in the bush were the same rank that were with us there. You see. The Khartoum government did not remove any rank. So I don't know why you worried.
If you bring Bashir, Mr. Emmanuel,
I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, you don't bring that example because that example will get back to you. Yeah.
Okay, let it come back.
Will get back to you because those people who came out from Bashir, I was there, whether from 96 or 97 or 98, they came out with their own ranks and they are not there with their own, the same rank. Okay? So if as PLM, those who were in the bush and they went to Juba together, and there are people who are against the government right now, and they are claiming the same rank, that means they are wrong. For those people who came out from Bashir, they don't have the same rank.
No, I'm saying what I was saying. You did not get me well. I'm saying when the SPLA was fighting the Arabs, the Khartoum government, they had done their promotion. You see, and when peace was done, they joined the government.
Not there anymore right now.
They became one government before the separation, before the independence. You see, it became like one army. Although there was a reserve, there was what we call a JIU, Joint Integrated Unit. You know, JIU. They were not demoted by Khartoum government simply because they were promoted by Dr. John Garang. On the same note, the people who are promoted by General Paul Malong, who is the CNC and the chairman of our party and CNC, they remain valid, just like any other revolt movement. The question is, what number of soldiers will our country require as dictated by the parliament? It will now not be the work of General Malong once we are in Juba. It will not be work of Salva Kiir. It will be the general reform of the army, and that's what we actually want. It's part of our agenda. I told you before from the beginning that we need the army to be reformed.
That's why you are arguing with us, because if
I
it
need
is
the army to be
depending on
reformed.
that person will come, and he will not come with your rank within the bush. According to the military rules,
we're not coming on not only with ranks. We're coming with our soldiers and their ranks. Those who are promoted, yeah. So we are not just coming just like that. Doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't matter. You can go through the.
But I think it's crucial. You have a very important point that you are trying to make, and that's what actually explaining. We need the reform. Is what is part of our agenda. You see, we need a reform. A reform cannot only be done in one sector. It can be done in all sectors of the government.
So you need a reform in the army or in the entire government?
The entire government, but I'm particular about this area.
In the army, but those people who are controlling South Sudan now, the army's people. They are not civilian.
That's why there must be reform. That's why we're talking about the reform.
Must be reform in the military.
Let me tell you first. We cannot reform anything. We cannot reform without functioning.
You elaborate more about the reform that you want. Okay. So what kind of reform do you want? Can you elaborate it more so we can understand?
You know, our country, like I said earlier, our country now is in a messy situation because of lack of proper laws, you know, that govern the country. The parliament is not functioning well. They don't pass any law, and and even if they pass laws, they are not implemented by the government because the government is not accountable to them. You know, who is the government? The government is this part of the executive. You know, is the one managing the government. It's like they're the managers, the executive. You see, the ministers. Let's say we don't have a well respected judiciary system. You see, we want our judiciary to be very strong. We need judicial reform, you see, to be respected. President Kiir cannot come and overrule what has been a verdict that has been passed by the chief by the judiciary. You see, our magistrates must be respected when they pass their judgment or verdicts on people based on the crime they have committed. Now that system is not there. You see, we need this because we have three arms of the government. We have the executives, we have the parliament, and we have the judiciary. The judiciary must be independent and respected. You see, parliament must be also independent, and the executive should be answerable to the parliament. If they have done something wrong, the parliament has a right to summon them, because the parliament is the one that makes rule. So that's why I was saying, without law, military law that is passed by the parliament, that's why now our military is in a messy situation. Even the parade is not known. You see, and even you are talking about the ranks. Ranks can be dictated by the military. I mean, by the act of the parliament regarding the military. You see, so that reform can be done in various sectors. And if we come to this sector of the army, for sure we need a number of army to have a parity, specific number to be known. You see, we need also retirement, and those who are retiring should be given their benefits, because it's not necessary to have somebody with a lot of bullets who is they call it Mao Gindel, the wounded heroes, when he cannot go and fight. So these people need to be retired.
You mean those who are retiring within the bush? If they retired while they are still in the bush,
we cannot retire in the bush. How do you retire in the bush? You fight in the bush. You don't retire.
Because those people who are in the army now, right now in the bush, like you can be there within 25 or 30 years, and when you come in, that retirement can be claimed through the military rank, but will not be depending on the excuse that can be put.
The law will dictate it. Law will dictate it. How It will not be me to claim it. The law, we will have a law in place once we have the reform.
Yeah, yeah. That means I denied the word individual. So you will not claim it. The law will claim it. And if the law claim it, that means it belongs to the law
That's correct.
and not you.
So law will dictate things.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we reach to our time. It's 1:37 now. So we reach we will go over 7 minutes. Thank you guys for thank you Emmanuel Majur for coming to Lake State Media and thank you for answering us the top question. I know the question that we asked. You are in the hot seat. You are interviewing 3 people, and we asked you a lot of questions, which is very tough. And that is supposed to be, because if we see that you are doing, because people are listening in and want to know, hear what you guys are doing in South Sudan United Front. And Babor, we want a peace to come, regardless you are in Iowa or you are in South Sudan United Front or Soma. So the 2021, and this is the reason why we're doing this show in Christmas Day, because some people were asking us why Lake State Media doing a politic in Christmas Day. Simple is because we're doing this when we go to the new year. We want to preach peace, so that all this, we want our aim here. We want all the rebels, all the opposition in South Sudan have to go back to the government and let them have peace among themselves with the government of South Sudan. So that our people are suffering so much. There are thousands in the refugees camp, and people are living like 25 cents per day. Some people are staying without food. Because I remember a few years ago when I was in there, so I would stay with people back home. Because sometimes people will stay like 2 to 3 days, what I see, 2 to 3 days without food on the table. And this is very, very sad that I witnessed this. So, and this is the reason why our people here who are watching, say, Lake State Media always, why they talking about this issue, because these issues are very critical issues. We want to talk so that we have the dialogue, we reaching out to the opposition and the government, because we need a peace to come in South Sudan. And we hope that the end of 2020 should be the last of crisis in South Sudan, and 2021 will be the year of peace and harmony that we need in our country. So, Brother Majur, thank you so much for coming in. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't see you. And also, too, I would like to thank our viewers who are watching us this Christmas Day. I hope you all are safe. Please keep it small with your family. Don't make a gathering because of this deadly disease called coronavirus. So be safe with your family. I'm wishing every one of you a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I stop here and I will yield back to applaud to Paul and a guy to put their closing statement, and then they will yell back to you, Emmanuel, to close your statement, and then we will close the show. So that is my
let me confess, and then Emmanuel, and the last one will be Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Emmanuel, thank you so much, and our viewers from different places, thank you all, and those who are belong to government and opposition, we thank you all. This is just interview through our brother Emmanuel Majur, and we discuss things that our nation can be moving forward. It's not something that is belong to Agar or Madrid or Bol or Emmanuel Majur. It's just a talk. And those who are listening, I will thank you all on behalf of Lagos State Media. And Brother Emmanuel, thank you so much. You try your level best. Even there are some questions who are not belong to you, and you try your best, your level best to answer them. We thank you for that. And everyone who are opposition to the government, we welcome you all to Lagos State Media, and we will be here with you guys. Even the government people, we have a lot of questions to ask them. not just only opposition. So you guys don't hesitate to come through legitimate media and say that those people they ask nonsense or tough question. You come through because this media belong to our people, all of us. So thank you, Majur, and all members of your party. Someone who is absent will come tomorrow or maybe next tomorrow. We welcome him or welcome her through legitimate media, and we will ask him whatever in our mind, and she or he has to answer them because Lagos State media is belong to South Sudanese, not just only Lagos State. It's Lagos State media. So thank you all. I will stop here.
Thank
Take
you,
over.
Brother Isaac. Paul.
I think Bol will be the one to conclude it. Okay.
Yeah, you will be the one concluded. So we will.
Okay.
Paul, can you hear us? Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel, if you want to conclude, so that Paul will put his last word.
You can go, my Emmanuel. Yeah,
Emmanuel,
I think we'll
you can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, thank you very much, the Lagos State Media and the team. Lagos State Media has always been a wonderful platform where many political parties, I always see them here being interviewed, and even government officials also being interviewed here by Lagos State Media. I think that's a wonderful work because it's a platform where people can pass their ideas, what they're actually doing. And we thank you for the opportunity to reach us and interview us always on this platform. It's a wonderful job. And to our people, regarding the pardoning that was done by our chairman, it is genuine and honest. We need those brothers who are still behind to embrace this opportunity and rejoin us so that we can work together. And that's what brought us here today on this media. Again, I want to appeal to our population that we are still respecting the peace agreement. I mean, the cessation of hostilities that was signed a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years now. And sometimes it's funny. People ask us that why don't you fight? Why don't you fight this day? We don't hear you fighting. These days we're not fighting simply because of that cessation of hostilities that was signed. We respect it, and until we disagree again, and then we can do otherwise. You see, and we are committed to the peace agreement, to the peace talk that is going on, and that's why we are respecting the cessation of hostilities, which is the ceasefire, and we all we remain committed to bring peace to our people who are suffering, to end their suffering. Those in the refugees camp, like was said by our chairman in his Christmas message that was read, and is also posted by a spokesperson in the office of the chairman. It is unfortunate that he didn't come today. I apologize on his behalf. He was having technical issues. He went somewhere while he was on his way back, delayed, and when he reached to the house, I think he had problem with the connection. So next time you will have an opportunity to answer those questions that I skipped not to answer, because we have areas of jurisdiction. He's the one in the office of the direct spokesperson to our chairman, is the voice of the chairman. So if there are things that I really dodged or skipped not to answer them, it's simply because I don't have inside knowledge about them. You see, because we have different assignment and things to do with the peace and all that, the general communication, Nyamach is there. I was just specific in these areas of the military, which you concentrated. And my brother Agar there was telling us not to come with our ranks. We will come with them, inshallah, to Juba with our rank, inshallah. And like other rebels that came to Juba with their ranks. But our prime objective is not ranks, actually, is to bring second liberation. Our people are living in a very dire situation. They're suffering, and we all know that. And if we don't bring good governance, then they will continue to suffer and suffer, and we will lose them. You see, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters who are there on the ground, all of them are suffering simply because of the bad governance. We need to bring change, to change this system. the governance, you see, and that's what we are for. And those who are wishing to join us, they are also welcome to join us so that we can fight the same cause together. 2020 had been a very difficult year to all of us. It's even more difficult to those in the bush and even those in towns, you see, simply because of the coronavirus, and our economy is bad. We are with the people, and we recognize their suffering. That's what I can say to our people, our masses, wherever they are in the refugee camp, to reiterate the same message that was passed by our chairperson and commander-in-chief in this matter. We are with them wherever they are, and we hope we shall bring peace. Peace will come at the end of the day. And thank you.
Thank you, Brother Majur. Happy Merry Christmas. Paul Malong is having a network issue, so he keep calling out. So we come to an end. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm about to close the show. Those of you who are watching, I see some of a couple of our Lake State viewers, they were accusing our Lake State media has been funded by government, which is
which is totally wrong.
Lake State media is funded by Agar, Bol, and the rest of Lake State media team.
I was thinking Agar was representing government in Juba.
No.
So we always, and that's the beautiful part of media.
It's not the first asking anyway. Always people are telling us all this.
Even if the government side, when we bring one of the government side, we interview them and ask the top person, they think that we are honorable supporters. You see?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
But we don't worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good because everybody is welcome. You are a government support, or government, you have a government
opposition,
or you are a rebel opposition supporter, or you have a position you are welcome to Lake State Media, because Lake State Media is a platform that brings everybody here, regardless your political background or your tribe background. So we are here to dialogue it. Okay, Paul Malong, this is your turn, my brother.
Closing down, Paul. It belongs to you. The floor is yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you were waiting for me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Today I am excited to have Emmanuel Majur with us. It was a great honor to tell us about his return soldier into SAP. I appreciate him and I welcome him. And next time we'll look forward to bring him back to Austin. My audience. You hear me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yes, I'm also excited to have our great audience. Yes, I have read the comment. There's some people that have criticized us, but there's no problem. What's going on here in Sudanese media or Sudanese communities is like
It's like a Tom and Jerry. He kind of. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank Wuchan. Thank you.
It's coming.
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of criticism, but it's okay to me because I have experience in this. With Sudanese media and also in Sudanese communities and wherever Sudanese speak English, is like a soccer player. When you are in a soccer field and you playing, you miss the goal, the audience will say, oh, he don't know how to play. He's supposed to swing the ball this way or bring it to the center. But when you pick that person and put him to the field, he will be doing worse than you who was playing. That's what's going on with Sudanese people who are watching and people also who are here on the show. So it doesn't worry me. Yes, sometimes you might not pre-praise it very well, but you are passing the message. So my brothers, our brother, let me see his name.
Emmanuel Majur. Oh.
Yeah, our brother Johnny, Loki, and other brothers. So your criticism, I would like you to criticize me so I can correct myself. But if I bring you here to this interview, I am 100% you will not be fluent. So it will be like a soccer player who claim that X and Y don't know how to play, but if he is actually in the field, he will perform poorly. So thank you all. I thank Emmanuel for coming. Abraham Adin Majak, thank you. Agar Mabuk, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Agar, thank you, Emmanuel, for coming in, and thank you, our viewers, for tuning in. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We will see you guys later. We will be having a Christmas show celebration. So we will see you guys in a few hours from now. Thank you.
I will not sleep anyway, but it's because it's just only 2 hours, 1 hour and 25 minutes to join you guys again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now is 4 a.m. to know again.
Yeah, you need to go and get some sleep, a few hours.
That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, that's okay. I will be ready for it. Yeah, because it will be 5 a.m.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
It's your boy, Young Love. I give him that thing. Punch leg stand, punch America. Banyi dwal, punch leg stand, punch America. Banyi dwal, walk on your leg, kankaro watana watching. Koga leg, gear, pow, leg, panda with ya, punch America. Panya dwal, chingatongo pandon, kujura by a cheka. Papu panda juru, Panchi America, Panji Dwal, Panapan Pancha Leg Stand.